Okay, next up, we have, I really feel like the man of the hour. The whole reason we're here. Joaquín, Cuenca, nice to talk to you. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, he is the CEO and co-founder here at FreePick. And Joaquin is just proof that creativity and leadership make a very powerful duo. I'm so excited to speak to you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Good, good. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling proud.
Yeah.
I think that's the word. Like, we bootstrapped this company almost 15 years ago now. We were like just three little geeks in a corner of the world. And now we are in San Francisco and we have a big venue here. And it's,
Did you see this happening 15 years ago? Like, did you envision this, or was this just such a surprise to what FreePick has grown into today?
And this is gonna sound arrogant, but honestly, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah?
I was at least I wanted that. We wanted to make something that was important, that was big, and we got traction very early on, and many people wanted what we were doing.
Yeah.
So, I thought from the very beginning that we were gonna be big.
Do something amazing.
Yeah.
I respect you so much because I think you were crazy enough to dream, and that is a hard thing to do in this world, But I've got to ask you before we get into you have the most game-changing creative platform right now, some would say. Were you that kid who just took apart your toys when you were little? Were you always curious? How would you describe yourself as a child?
I guess my parents would kill me if I was taking apart the toys. We didn't have that many toys.
Okay.
But the thing that was lovely back in the days is that we could roam free.
Yeah.
So me and my brothers were all the time out in the streets and we're getting in trouble. Sometimes we did some toys ourselves. So I remember gluing together some little engines and things like that with that. But honestly, it was like playing on the streets. And I love to play computers. I managed to get a little computer back then.
Okay.
And then I got into coding, and one thing led to the other. Yes.
Wow. And you're not an only child. You said you have brothers.
We are 5 in total. I'm the eldest.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know. I can keep that in mind for our questions. And please, in the chat, let us know. Do you have siblings? Are you an oldest sibling, a middle, a youngest? All right. So, first of all, you took FreePick from an idea, you and your partners, to about 150 million users right now, right? That is massive. But when you strip away the milestones and the metrics, what's been, I guess, the most humbling personal moment for you in this whole entire journey?
Wow. There's been a few. It's always personal anecdotes. I remember one. So FreePick, it's well known now in the US, in Europe, but FreePick is very well known in emerging markets for a very long time. Okay, I remember, we have one thing where when you contribute something to FreePick, there's some bureaucracy, some red tape you have to fill, and part of it is related to taxes. And I remember getting a tax certificate from a lady in Indonesia. Okay. And the tax certificate was actually a tax certificate of her husband. And attached, there was a picture of their wedding. And, at the time, I was still reviewing some of them. I was like, no, but this is wrong. I don't want the tax certificates of your husband. I want your tax certificate.
Yeah.
And she said, no, but this is it. Our tax certificate is the one of our husband together with the proof of marriage. Wow. And I was proud that this lady, together with many others, that she was making a living thanks to FreePick. She was getting a market for her creativity. And I think we empower many people not only in emerging markets, but especially in emerging markets, to punch above what was possible before.
Yeah.
So that's something that makes me very proud.
That's a beautiful one. I feel like growing something this massive, you've worked across so many different cultures and countries, right? Yeah. Okay, I didn't expect that one. I love that story.
To me, it hit me because it's wow. It's probably culturally right, but I could not compute that.
Yeah.
It's and I don't know, maybe it's my cultural bias, but it's I got that feeling that she probably had like very little chances to just move on her own, and we're providing one of those chances.
Yeah.
And I think it's, we always talk about the evil side of technology. I think there's also a very positive side.
Very
Sometimes
beautiful
it lifts
side.
people.
Yeah. And you need to be reminded of that, right?
Yeah.
And everything going on. Okay. Now, being a CEO comes with pressure, of course, right? You have decisions and you have deadlines, and I would just say the weight of it all. When the Zooms are done and the inbox is ignored for a second, what is one ritual or a small joy that helps you feel like you again?
I get with my kids. Like it's all the time. That's it.
Kids keep saving the day today.
Yeah, no. They give me grounded.
Yeah. How many kids do you have? If you
I
don't
have
mind me
3 kids.
asking?
3 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Boys and girls?
I have everything. So I have girl, boy, girl.
Okay. Oh, you got an order here.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of helps you get away, touch some grass, have
Yes.
some fun.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
I love
like
that.
they, for them, it's very clear when job is done, and then you get like the other part of the job, which is the difficult one.
Do you think they understand kind of the magnitude of what you do?
Oh,
or?
no, they do not. No. We try. I mean, we don't talk at all about that. Like, they're getting old enough. They're starting to feel that that the company is relatively big, but no. I mean, they're just still like enjoying being kids.
Yeah. Are you expecting them to go into tech or?
I don't know. I mean, I would love for them to do whatever they want. Like my eldest girl, she seems to be gifted on tech, but she's very gifted and she loves to to draw, creativity. That's
How old is she?
She's 11.
Okay, yeah. So you're starting to see what she likes to kind of toggle with. Oh, that is amazing. And I guess it's kind of crazy to watch because these kids have so much more than what we had. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Okay, that's beautiful. The kids are saving the day today, you guys. All right, so you've built through pivots, trends, and now the AI wave, which is its own monster. What's one belief or lesson that's become sort of like a North Star for you? Like something you can return to no matter how fast the world is evolving?
Yeah, that's a good one. I said that multiple times. I think it's important that us as individuals, and then bringing that to the company, in that we remain interested. Because that's almost like the only thing that we bring to the game.
Yeah.
Eventually probably like all the technicalities, they're gonna be kind of trivial. It's gonna get easier and easier to do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day is human relationships. It's like bringing something to the table that makes you interesting, and I think that makes the company interesting.
Yeah.
And that helps you just not get too fixated into the how you do things, more into why you do things. Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
I like that. And now I have to ask you, because I just personally need to know, and I feel like our listeners need to know, what would you say your biggest failure was, and what did it teach you?
Okay, again, my biggest failure was to don't jump into Gen AI 2-3 years earlier. Okay, like all the signals were kind of there.
Yeah.
So let me paint a little bit what was back then. We started really reacting to that when DALL-E 2 came out.
Okay.
But before DALL-E 2, there was a DALL-E 1. And before DALL-E 1, you had GANs. And you had like some early prototypes that were kind of working. Okay. And when I was looking at them, I remember already with DALL-E 1, it was, Jesus, what is this?
Yeah.
It's getting decent.
Yeah.
But I kind of rationalized that it was not going to happen. Because that was making, in a way, almost everything that we had obsolete. So I could not cope with that.
Yeah.
Okay, it was very difficult for me. When DALL-E 2 came out, that one, it was good enough that they could not hide anymore. My feeling was like, no, this is it. It's really happening. And we need to jump.
You had to face this.
Yeah. But I should have done that like a couple of years earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Really. But you were able to pivot, and I think that's the important part.
Yes.
It takes a little bit.
Very Spanish. A bit late, but we got
Yeah.
there.
We're gonna get there, and you're gonna do it well every time, right? Okay. That's a good one, and I think things when they're new can be so intimidating at first. I love that you said that you kind of didn't want to accept it. I think a lot of us have experienced that. And you kind of got to either lean into it or you let it overcome you. So, I mean, we're sitting here today. So you guys did pretty well. Exactly. Okay. Joaquin, it's been inspiring to just, I would say, hear from the man behind FreePick. And as we wrap, I want to know what's one truth or piece of clarity you hope the creatives tuning in can take away from Upscale about their future in this wild, tech-powered creative world.
Yeah, it's remain interesting. Like cultivate yourself, work on you. You know, that's really the thing that transcends everything. And being interesting, having something is what will land you like any kind of job. You know, if you are not interested, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter so much how good you are technically.
Yeah.
You know, I think that will be it. Do more than being glued to a screen. Like live a life, you know, and cultivate.
Get out, touch some grass, see some things.
Exactly. Travel, you know, do things.
Okay, and we're gonna take some questions from our audience right now, if you don't mind. Laraya asked, what advice would you give to new designers looking to succeed on FreePick? That's a good one.
Okay, so something that has traditionally been true, and I think it's still true, is to have a feeling over what people need, what people want. And I think that's related to being interested and living in the world. You know, the people that succeed, they always they can smell what is going to click in people. You know, we have some artists that are they don't have like many pieces. The output is relatively modest compared to others in terms of quantity. But man, the quality of their work and the relevance of the work. So I think work on the relevance. Try to understand what makes it click, what kind of thing really works.
I love it. Work on the relevance. And I love that you said that because I feel like, you know, I work more on the creative end. I'm in the tech space, but I'm on the creative end. And I think a lot of great artists, they're very human-centered. You know, they're, like you said, they're in the world, they're inspired, and they're looking around and not just into the phone or the design, but how does it affect people? So work on relevance. I think that was a very great one. Thank you so much for our conversation today. Thank you for all your hard work. You're the reason that we have FreePick, and I feel like it's going to continue to do incredible things. So I appreciate it and look forward to seeing what you do next.
Well, thank you. It was lovely to be here.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we are going to wrap up our interviews, and please continue to stay tuned to the chat. Tell us how you feel, what you think. Ask your questions. We want to know them. We want to ask. Next up, I will be speaking to and interviewing Chad Nelson, so please stay tuned for that. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back soon.